time playing pool.
Totally agree. Well, Brandon made a nice shot there. He got right back in line here. Not that he got out of line. That's what he was kind of left with there. And the real shot that I see is the 6 to the 7. That's going to be the big shot in this rack. And he's in good enough position that he can control the outcome here. He's not going to have to go too far here to be in stroke or be in position. A little straighter than what he wants, but I think he's going to be willing to pull it back. As long as he doesn't have such an angle that he's going to have to worry about the cue going into the 8 with follow or draw with into the 9. I mean, he's...
Yeah. I think he can, with high right spin, go right in between the 9 and the 8. Shoot the 7 in that corner. Just land right there. If it's enough spin, it's touchy either way, whatever he decides to do. That's the one.
That's the one right there. Good call, Max.
Thanks. Yeah, and he hit it soft, so he was on line to go behind the 9, but his speed was great.
That was a little risky.
He bumped it, and these have been missed a lot in this tournament. I think he's going to make it, though. Wow.
And just like that, he got the nasty little kiss at the end on the 8 and 7.
Well, I tell you what, I want to give a shout out to Giles Dar, who said hi to me on the stream, and it's really great to hear from him. He's one of the nicest guys and one of the greatest pool players who ever lived. This guy had incredible talent, and one time he beat Willie Mosconi, and he didn't know he was playing Mosconi until the end, but he just ran right through him like butter, and super nice guy. And he mentioned Chan Witt, who died in a car accident when he was 20 several years back when I was in college, and he knew Chan. So hello to Giles and everybody out there in the Shenandoah Valley. It's pretty cool to be out here in Virginia.
Well, it looks like Brandon is going to try and cross over this 2 slightly and play the safe. This is a touchy shot. If he's doing what I think he's trying to do, he's trying to actually run into the 4 ball after he banks the 2 away in between the 3-8 and let the 8 be the blocker and the 5-9 be the safety balls. It's touchy. This is a touchy shot.
I think you should sell that information on how to make that shot for like $1.99 as an iPhone app.
Definitely.
You diagram it out and you sell the shot for $1.99.
For anybody that's interested in catching some of the past matches from this tournament or other tournaments that are going on around the country, be sure to check out the online version of Inside Pool Magazine. It's going to be available with these matches here shortly, right after the turn of the month, and we'll be able to, you'll be able to.
An Inside Pool Magazine being produced by Alvin Nelson, and we got a great tournament. Let's see what happens here. This is the final act of the tournament.
Definitely, this is it. This is what we've been waiting for the entire weekend, is to be able to crown a champion. And honestly, it's to the point where we wanted to see these guys get to this point where they were playing this good and it meant something to them, because we've been watching it all week. We're hoping that what we see is somebody run like 9 or 10 racks, and we're wanting this, and now they're waking up. They can still 2 and 3 stroke the balls, and probably, they're now fine-tuned enough and they're in stroke enough from the weeks of playing. It's just they needed to make that mental jump from I'm just beating balls, you know, at a room that I go to all the time to a point where, hey, I'm playing for the state championship.
Oh my God! And he just outran himself. He probably knew it when he shot it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he knew as soon as he shot that
I wonder what it was. If his bridge wasn't ready, or if he came down. Alvin thinks he jumped off. It's a race to 11, and it's really race to 4 because it's 7-7. So you got a race to 4 right here.
Right. Well, it's interesting because tour promoter or tournament promoter Joshua Dickerson has chosen to go with a one-set finals and making it a race to 11. A lot of places might say, I still want to keep this as, you know, true double elimination. And, you know, what you'll get is somebody like Brandon who thinks, wow, you know, maybe the first couple of games I'm such a favorite. And then suddenly he realizes he might be down 3-1 and he doesn't have a second bullet. He's even with the other guy no matter what path either one took on their way there. So that gets to be interesting.
Well, you can challenge him to a duel.
And
like the you know, in the first days of Congress. Brian Keller back in the booth for a moment.
We're going to take this moment while the players take a break, and producer Alvin Nelson is saying, hey, why don't we run a few commercials and thank our sponsors here. So we'll be back in a few seconds here, guys.
Since 1975, McDermott Cue has consistently raised the performance standards for what billiard players expect from a high-performance cue. Introducing the highest evolution in shaft technology. Our new G-Core shaft features a triple-layer design which reduces vibration and minimizes shaft distortion. The patented Intimidator iShaft series incorporates a full-length carbon fiber core that results in the most radical consistent shaft on the market, from our ball-breaking big boy shaft to the surgical precise I3 shaft. McDermott Cue. Hardcore performance for hardcore players.
Back at the Virginia State Handball Championships. And Brandon Schuff has an 8-7 lead over Larry Kressel in a race to 11 in the finals here. And we have two former champions. Both of them have won this tournament one time. Larry Kressel won it in 2006. And Brandon Schuff won it last year, 2009.
Tournament promoter Joshua Dickerson handed us a note during the break reminding us that this is a repeat match of the 2007 Virginia State Finals. And his stats tell him that Larry won that match.
Okay.
And actually the video of that match is available at va-pool.com. So if you're interested in seeing what the first matchup from these two guys look like, you can see it there, va-pool.com. Well, back at the ranch here, it looks like basically Larry got a shot to lay the grease down on Brandon, and he did so. And Brandon's going to have to get down on this one. I think he should have zigzagged at that. I really didn't agree with that kick. The angle just wasn't there. He tried to open that angle up way too much, and it just wasn't going to happen. The 5 was in the way.
Well,
anyway.
I just thought it was funny because Larry gave us the bio sheet. He had 2006 Virginia State champion with a question mark. Like he knew he won it, but he couldn't remember which year. That's why I was saying 2006. But it was 2007, hence the question mark. And also matches up with the right dates where Brandon Schuff got second place 2 times in a row.
Right.
2007, 8, and then finally 9 he won, and now he's going for his second win, which would tie Chris Lohr as being the
winningest player at the Virginia State 9-ball.
Yeah.
The tournament has a lot of history. A lot of great players have held this title. And, well, let's see what Brandon comes up with his jump shot. great shot, got out of a real pickle that Larry had put him in there. He basically had no kicks, and if he could even manage to get down there and bend it, he might have scratched anyhow by hitting the inside of the one ball. So he kind of got out of a mess there. But I think in the meantime, he left Larry a shot and an open table while breaking out some of the balls. So yeah, at least he's making Larry work for it instead of going down the 3-foul route.
Well, looks like he can just either drag the cue ball, hit it low. No, the 4 is out there in the middle, so
I think he's going to follow it and
Well, he just missed is the main thing.
That was a legitimate miss. He's a little angry with himself right now, understandably. Let's see if he can turn that anger around and get a little bit more determined.
I think he's got a really good autopilot gear going on, and he's making a high percentage of his shots. But I don't think he's necessarily zeroing in 100% that he could. And not that he's not trying to, it's just the way it's turning out. Sometimes it's hard to focus 100%.
Right.
And it's just, part of it's a matter of learning or just, seeing that opportunity and taking it.
Right. I was just going to say, if you're Brandon, do you keep an angle on the 7 towards the rail, or do you get inside and shoot it across? I kind of always liked doing what Brandon had done there and just keeping an angle towards the long rail.
Right.
Even on a shot like this, I would have tried to make sure I had an angle, because I don't like shooting the 9 across there all the time.
Exactly. Well, I was thinking on the 7, just pull one rail right towards the 8 on line of position, leaving yourself an angle instead of coming across by the side, crossing over that zone.
Right.
But it really depends on how you're playing and what feels good to you.
Right.
But it's cool, once you get the cue ball in under your rein, then you can pretty much play textbook, and not just what feels right, but what's right by the book, and you can play like a perfect picture perfect pattern and just do it over and over and over again. That's possible,
Right.
That's the fun part. But if you can go against that, if that's what tickles your fancy and you run out, that's fine. The main thing is getting the result. It's hard to argue with results.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
But if you're not, then you might want to keep working on your pattern play to where you're really playing solid patterns all of the time, and it just becomes really easy running out.
Well, Brandon found a good mix there on the break. It was a little power, a little bit of a cut style, and ended up with a makeable shot on the 1, and he's off to the races now. Scores currently 9-7 in Brandon's favor, so he's looking to get the hill here. And not that that's anything, well, here we go.
He might be a little rattled too, he's a little, I've seen him rattled before in the finals of the NCS 8-ball championship. Him and Chen were going back and forth, and they both made a lot of mistakes, and I've seen Brandon where he's not making any mistakes, so the main thing for him is to incarnate that spirit, that game that he has most of the time, which is running out.
Right.
Just bring that into fruition right here,
Exactly. And, both players are playing in the mid-700s right now. I know both are capable of playing easily 900 speed, so they're off their game. And I think part of it is because it's a long weekend, and the other part of it is both players have a lot of respect for the other. And obviously they've met before in this same exact situation. If you're Brandon, you need to, focus on putting a notch on your side. And I think he's just going to keep on this 8-ball.
Yeah, he's got so many shots. He's got all the shots in his repertoire. He can run out. Just focus, and this is going to put him on the hill, right?
Yeah, this is going to be the hill for him. He's perfect on this. I mean, I don't see any problems here.
A lot about being a champion is when you mess up, how do you respond to that?
Right.
And if you mess up multiple times in a row, how do you respond to that? You just got to keep on fighting, and just may have been each mistake may have been your last.
You know, it's funny is that when I was a lesser player and I made a lot of mistakes, it didn't make a big difference to me. I could start playing well at any time.
Right.
But as I got to be a better player, I could play 10 perfect games and make a mistake and then literally be out to lunch for another 5 games because of one mistake.
All right.
So it actually became harder for me to play good with a mistake under my belt as I got better.
Right.
And, you know, not that I would like sprawling and just, you know, hang out. It's because I would gradually be trying to tweak myself and hone myself during a match. And a mistake would throw me. And then I started to learn the other side of it. It was mental. It wasn't really me playing poorly. It was just a missed shot. So it happens.
It's an important realization. You probably won a lot more matches, too, because of that. Once you had that realization.
Right.
More matches that maybe you wouldn't have won before you had that.
Exactly. Yeah, and you can look at it and say, look, I can make 95 shots perfect in a row. If I really get down to it, I could be having a great day and make 200 in a row, maybe 300 or 400 perfect shots in a row. But when it comes down to making a mistake, if you make that first mistake, you're allowed to still make another 300 or 400 perfect shots in a row. Don't, you know, beat yourself up and say, hey, how am I ever going to, you know, be into that right percentage of where I'm at then? You don't have to. You can have a great day, you know, and just because you make a few bad shots doesn't mean that you can't come with a great day still. I don't think I made sense there, but...
That made sense. Who's that guy who won the Masters when he was really young?
I don't know who you mean.
You know, he wore a red shirt on Sundays. And he would win a lot of big tournaments.
Yeah, he used to win a lot of real good. Yeah, he used to really win a lot of golf tournaments.
Well, Larry Kressel has a red shirt today, and
he's got a Sunday red on.
He's also got 7 games. 4 games in a row will give him the Virginia State title.
Yeah.
4 in a row. He needs it. He has to have it. Right now, that's where he is right now. In his reality. Got to win 4.
All right.
Quite possible. That's what I think. When I'm in a situation coming from behind, I got a few things that I like to think, but one of them is I give players big spots all the time. I'll spot them games like in a handicap tournament. So that's all this is. It's a handicap. I'm spotting them 4 games like I always do, usually win. So that's all this is. Just do that even though he's a better player than most of the handicap tournaments. It's not handicapped. But it still doesn't matter. You just play. You just got to figure. You got to play perfect. And if you've done it at least once before, then you know you can do it again. You know. And if you hadn't done it before, then you know who's to say you couldn't do it right now.
Exactly. First time for everything, right?
Yep.
Well, it looks like Larry has got a safe down on Brandon. I don't think Brandon's going for the jump shot here, is he? Sure looks like it.
Well, Brandon, on the other hand, just needs 1 game. Look at that. So close to making it.
And he's going to make it.
And he did.
And that might have just won him the Virginia State Championship.
Tell you what, though, that 5 ball is tied up with a 9.
Well, you know, and this is where you can pick it clean or even run into the 9 and carry him off the 9 and run away from the 5.
He just hit, well, you know, he got an angle. He may have hit it a few inches too soft, but he's still got the right angle.
Well,
it's a little tricky, though.
Let's see what he's got here.
It's hard to be straight in on the 5 after he hits that 9. The cue ball is going to go towards the 6, and he's going to have a bank on the 4. We'll see.
Yeah, I always would approach this as, okay, what is my best plan as far as hitting it, and then what is my best contingency plan if I miss it? Okay. That's about what he was hoping to get, except for the fact that the 9-8 doesn't look like it's a dead combination. It's not wired, but it is there. So he's going to have to jack up and either back cut the 5 or play safe.
You could bank it. You could bank it and then bank the 6 cross side.
He's
playing bank pool.
I even like, you know, thinning the 5 past the side pocket a hair running 3 rails and getting in behind the 8-9.
Or thin the left side of the 5 and go up table to the end rail in the middle and leave the 5 on the end rail up here. That's a little tricky too. Might have to go 2 rails with the cue ball. There's a lot of things he can do. Like Nick Farner said, there's a million things he can do. You might even be able to cut the 5 straight in the corner and then shoot the 6-9 combo and win the game on the 6-9 combo.
The 6-9 combo is just a little bit funny. And that's it. Your new
Brandon Schuff,
2010 Virginia State 9-ball champion, Brandon Schuff, defeats Larry Kessel, score 11-7. Just wanted to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors, Entrust Wealth Management, Diamond Billiards here in Midlothian, McDermott Cues, Simona's Claw, Diamond Billiard Products, Rack Tight, Pool School Info, Pro Pool Stats, Inside Pool Magazine, and Definitive Synergy Billiard POS software. Signing off here, I'm J.R. Kelbert. Max Eberly, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Had a great time.
We hope you folks can have enjoyed yourselves. Stay tuned. We might get the award ceremony going on here. We're going to duck out and let the awards go in from here, but at the same time, if you want to catch any of these videos, check out it va-pool.com or look on Inside Pool Mag, the online version, when we release it next month. Good night, everybody.
Like that, David Hunt up 5-1.
Yeah, he's hitting them good.
He's been in stroke all weekend, and he really looks comfortable, even on that diamond table, which is so tough to play.
A lot of this is rhythm and momentum. Who can get the rhythm? Who keeps the rhythm? It could change. And one of the biggest things is scratching in the side. Like if he were to scratch in the side pocket, that would give Brandon ball in hand, and he might run out and then put a few together and tie the score up. But
and those of you watching online are seeing David Hunt rack the balls with no apparent rack, and that's because we're using the Rack Tight system. Go to racktight.com, check them out. They are the official rack of the 2010 Virginia State 9-ball championships. They are applied to the table. It's a series of little markers that the balls just roll into, and you get a perfect rack every time.
yeah, it's really cool.
It's a very cool way of racking the balls. I've had one on my table at the home for about a month, and it's amazing how tight the rack is. That's a rack break right there. You can see that the 9-ball did not move because everything was tight. And I had this happen a lot to me. He made a ball, which happens a lot, but he's got nothing on the one. Just amazing.
He's going to have to push. For those of you who don't know what a push is, it's only right after the break you can do it. And that is, you get the cue ball anywhere you want. You don't have to make a legal hit. And the incoming player will have the option to shoot at that one ball, in which case they'd be required to make a legal hit. And so would you if they pass it back to you.
Some pretty impressive stats so far. David Hunt shooting at a 9.02 pace. Brandon Schuff at 8.95. And despite that closeness, Hunt's still up 5 games to 1. Brandon's looking at the looking this over, and he's going to take the shot. And he has played a tidy little save.
Yeah, went for the safe after all.
So David's going to have to kick, I guess, one rail?
Or jump. He's been jumping pretty well. Looks like he pulled out the jump cue. A lot of distance between the cue ball and the one ball. So if he can hold it on line, he could make a great shot here.
Yep.
And the 2 balls out there in the open, kind of right next to the 5. So there's a good chance if he does make it, he'll end up with a shot.
So got a good solid hit on it. And
Now
he's
it's just
hoping for a roll now.
roll the
and
dice.
It doesn't look like he got it. Nope, Brandon's got a nice clean shot on the one, and if he can hold it together, I think he can get out here.
He's got a little work to do as far as the angle.
Three
on
ball?
the one takes him over to the left. That ball is kind of blocking the follow route that angle is naturally feeding into.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So he just hit a stopper.
Yeah, he was a lot straighter than I thought. Now here's a nice speed control shot to get to that 3 on the rail.
I'd call that pretty good speed control. Floated the cue ball over about a foot. Fired in the 3 ball. Now, see, one of the things I'm always impressed with Brandon, and I've seen him play in this event. I think this is his 5th year playing, possibly his 6th. But one of the things I remember about Brandon is when he does get down and he jumps up to shoot, rather than shoot timidly, he starts just firing balls in. And he makes every one of them with authority, and he just takes his confidence back. And I'm always amazed by that. I get up after sitting in the chair for a while, and I'm shaking.
Right.
You know, and he just gets up and starts blasting away. That's so impressive. That confidence level makes all the difference.
It's almost like some type of programming, programming yourself into the state that you can be in, using your physical body language.
That's a great point, Max.
Just allowing yourself to do what you know how to do. It's kind of like the inner game of tennis.
Just like that.
Self 1 and self 2. Self 2 knows how to do everything, knows how to play the game, and doesn't hesitate. Where self 1 tries to control everything.
Right.
And so it's about getting self 1 out of the way of self 2.
Right.
And Brandon seems to be pretty good at doing that.
He's very quick at doing that, isn't he? That's very impressive. So Brandon Schuff with that run out gets to 2 games to 5. He's down to David Hunt in this hot seat match for the 2010 Virginia State 9-ball championships. I wanted to take a moment while Brandon's looking at the rack. We got a call from Barry Behrman earlier today, the promoter of the U.S. Open 9-ball championships. He wanted to send special thanks to Joshua Dickerson and J.R. Calvert for supporting the U.S. Open. He's very excited to have 3 players from the tournament in the U.S. Open field again. So here's Brandon with the break, breaking off in the 8th game, down 2 games to 5.
We didn't make anything, but he left a tough cut on the 1, but a lot of opportunities for a safety, thinning the 1 and bringing the cue ball back down.
Almost looks like
behind that 3 ball
hit the
or that 5
ball full in the face, or thin the 1 and come back up 2 rails high the cue ball up behind that chorus of blockers right there.
Or he could bank the 1 in the corner, or even cut it in, but he's going to be turning the cue ball loose. Wow, that's.
So he played a very soft, safe, trying to go behind the 3 ball, and he did himself in there. That was not a very confident stroke.
So easy. I kind of like going way back up table because there were so many blockers instead of just that 3 ball. Put more distance. Well, like earlier I said, on those simple safeties, it's just so valuable to actually hit the safety that you're going for. I mean, it would have been much better if he had Brendan kicking off the bottom rail, even though he wouldn't have snookered him frozen onto the ball. Even just executing the simple safety is a million times better than not executing it and leaving the shot. Yeah. So that safety was fine had he hit it.
Wow. So he missed that 2 and didn't get position on the 3. And has left David another chance back to the table. And Brandon is scratching his head. That's he's not happy.
Well,
Brandon quit smoking a couple of months ago, and I'm glad to say, and I'm concerned this may send him back to it. He's he's really fighting out there. That was a tough cut shot. Very close up on the ball. Pretty decisive cut. He's giving Brandon a chance to get back in this rack.
Oh, that was just a real tough shot.
Brandon has just battled another one, but he's come up safe on the 3 ball. So
the jump shot to make this ball the way David's hitting them is relatively easy. The question is, what's going to happen to the cue ball? And look how far that 3 ball is, way back up there. So this is like a an 80-foot chip onto the green where you hit the green and then draw back to the pocket. So
just like you call it, he fired it in, but he is so
that's what he wanted to do. He didn't hit it as full as he was trying to. He could have gotten backspin off of the ball if he hit it full, but he hit it thin, hit the rail right away, and the rail shot him over to the other side.
Sure did. All right, so Brandon's got ball in hand on the 3. His rack is spread out pretty nicely. To me, the only difficult shot might be getting from the 5 over to the 6. So here's Brandon's chance to get down to try and get back to 3-5. And since he's a good player and I'm not, he knew exactly how to get onto the 6 ball. He's going to have to thread it between the 9. Oh, he's going all the way up table.
Well, this is the decisive moment in the match where Brandon's either going to stay in the match and keep it close, or David's going to kind of run away with it and force a miracle comeback.
He shot that a little quick, and now he's hooked himself. He ran into the 7 ball trying to come down for the 6, and he's going to have to either jump or, I don't know, kick at it. He's going for the jump cue.
Well, if he's left-handed, I would say that's a good jump.
So he's going to have a jump shot.
He's going behind his back, behind the back jump shot from Brandon Schuff.
Wow. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at the
Watch
amazing
this
shot.
Boys
Brandon
and girls,
is
don't
trying
try
to
this at
execute.
home. Now he's going to do a bridge jump shot. Okay. Pulling out his entire repertoire of craziness.
You ever heard of the dog bone? It's like a bridge for jumping.
No.
This guy invented.
A dog bone.
Yeah, I met the guy. I wish I had remember his name right now. He's a real cool guy, nice guy. And yeah, it's a dog bone, and it allows the cue to go up like almost a foot off the bed of the table, so you have that perfect angle.
That's wild.
And it attaches to a regular bridge. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, so Brandon's gone to the double bridge. He's pulling out all the stops on this one.
He's creating his own dog bone.
Yeah, as you said, this is the shot of this match, because wow, if he doesn't pull this off and David gets out, he'll be down 6 games to 2. That's a tough deficit to come back from.
This is a la Corey duel shot here. Corey's good at the bridge.
Nope. Fouled, hit the 7 ball first. That's too bad.
It was tough.
Wow, that was a tough shot. Golly. You got to give him props for trying it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, wow, that was a tough shot.
Well, he didn't just get up and
just take a whack at it. He tried to make something happen.
I mean, he could have gone for a 2-rail kick.
He could have kicked one rail and done something, but, he just was trying to make something happen.
It was so straight in, he figured that if he launches it straight,
right,
he has a good chance to make it and run out. You
right.
know, he kind of feels the pressure and he wants to win a game.
Exactly.
Instead of like taking a 2-rail kick and having no chance or a smaller chance to make it.
So here's my question: control player like Ralph Souquet, would he have tried that shot?
I'm guessing no. I'm probably looking at a 2-rail kick for Ralph.
Right, that's what I'm thinking too. I mean, you think about the world-class players, the guys who are at the top of the game. I'm not sure about that call right there.
At the same time, though, show some creativity and having some fun with the game.
Absolutely. So here's David Hunt with an easy run out to get to 6-2.
He's Brandon Schuff's from Virginia, and these German surgeons Ralph Sakay, his nickname.
That's right, the Kaiser.
Surgeon, right?
That's
the
right.
Kaiser. He wants to be called the surgeon. I talked to him about it. He prefers the surgeon.
The surgeon.
Yeah.
I like
Ralph
that.
Sakay.
I like that. I never liked the Kaiser. That always sounded too World War II to me. The surgeon. I like that.
Right.
Hogan's Heroes. So it looks like we're taking a break. The players are going to take a break. I think David Hunt's called his first time out. So we're going to take a quick break. And
6-3.
It's 6 games to 2. David Hunt over Brandon Schuff on the hot seat match. I'm Brian Keller along with Max Eberly. And we'll come back to you shortly.
McDermott Q has consistently raised the performance standards for what billiard players expect from a high-performance cue. Introducing the highest evolution in shaft technology. Our new G-Core shaft features a triple-layer design which reduces vibration and minimizes shaft distortion. The patented Intimidator iShaft series incorporates a full-length carbon fiber core that results in the most radical consistent shaft on the market. From our ball-breaking big boy shaft to the surgical precise I3 shaft. McDermott Q. Hardcore performance for hardcore players. Since 1975.
Welcome back. 2010 Virginia State 9-Ball Championships. After a very short break, David Hunt set the break off, leading this match 6 games to 2. We have an update on another match. Chris Futrell leading John Newton by a score of 7-6. I told you, Jordan will not give up.
Oh, 7-6?
7-6.
Why
now,
was
yeah.
the score
It
earlier?
was down 6-2.
Oh, wow.
He's back to 7-6.
Oh.
So that's on the loser's side. The one-loss side semifinal match. I believe Larry Kressel won the other semifinal match. Don't have an official on that, but saw him walking around. I'm pretty sure he won that one.
It's like Scott Smith would always say about Johnny Archer. Here comes Johnny.
Here comes Johnny. I remember that. Absolutely.
Here comes John Newton.
So here's a dry break from David Hunt. And Brandon Schuff steps to the table, hoping for an opportunity to get out and maybe pull it back to 6-3.
He might be able to cut that one in the side. The 8's kind of blocking his stroke, it looks like. And maybe he could come back down table for the 2 with extreme inside English. He's probably looking at this angle right now.
Extreme inside?
Extreme inside. Go to the side rail, then to the end rail, and then it'll spin back here to the right.
Up this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one option if you can cut it.
It's an awfully thin cut.
Yeah.
And shooting with inside, he's actually throwing the ball away from the pocket, isn't he?
Yeah.
Extreme, very clean balls is not likely to have much of an impact on that, I realize. But that's what goes through my head when I'm standing over.
Right. Yeah. On the thin shots, the throw I don't think is so much as a thicker hit.
And he missed it completely. All right, so Schuff not only gives Dave Hunt ball in hand, he very calmly slides it back into position where Dave's probably going to want it.
Now, what did he do? Did he go for the cut there? I didn't see it.
He went for the cut and
didn't
just missed it. Yeah, missed the ball completely.
Extreme.
Yeah, it was
thin.
a very thin cut.
So here's a chance to negotiate this rack and go up 7-2.
He can go up to 7-2. That's right.
He's got some work though. But tell you what, for a straight pool player, for someone who can run 106 balls, this is a routine out. Well, it's definitely
this is
in
not
his
a hard
favor.
out.
You know,
it's not a hard out. You like him from here, that's for sure.
Just dance the cue ball around.
Yep.
You know? Keep it on a string, dance it around.
He's good. Got nice position on the 3.
Yep.
He's going to drift down, shoot the 4 down here. Try and get just a little bit of angle to come over this way and shoot the 5. Oh, he's going to go 4-ball in the side pocket. Oh, he's got too far. He's overrun his position a little bit.
Yeah.
See, this is something that drives my wife nuts. I sound like I know what I'm talking about for a few minutes. Pretty extreme cut.
Well, I think he wanted to do what you were talking about. He's scrambling now. He got out of line a little bit.
He
now
got out of line and got right back in. Look at that.
Yep, nice. So the thing is here, he has to go, once he gets on the 6, he has to go back up table for the 7. I mean, but if he keeps his angles, he'll be all right. Still.
He, one of the things I love about David's stroke is he is just like a rock over the ball. Just does not move. Only thing that moves is his left arm from the elbow down.
Right as you say that, he jumps up.
Yeah, right as I say that, he leaps out of his stance.
We're watching how solid he is.
I think his heart rate's going up a little bit. I'd love to have have something on that to see it. Now his stats have jumped way up, running 878 versus 784 for Schuff. Schuff is really struggling with his stroke all of a sudden, and he has not all weekend. That may be the biggest surprise of the tournament so far. Dave played nice one-rail shape around underneath the 9-ball and back up to make it in the corner, in the same corner as the 8-ball. And just like that, David Hunt goes up 7-2 on Brandon Schuff. I got to tell you, this is a surprise, a huge surprise to me.
Really?
Yeah, I expected a hill match. I really did.
Hey, well, you know, the score is only 7-2. I mean, hill can still happen. It's just a different way to get there. If it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I've seen Schuff run a 4-pack, so he certainly could strap one on him if David makes a mistake.
But like you said, most likely, it looks like David's going to take the match. At least he's in that zone where the comeback is possible. It's more of a miracle comeback.
That's a good-looking iced tea you got there, Max.
Yeah.
So while David's getting ready to break, we'll say thank you very much to Diamond Billiards, our host facility. We're coming to you live from Diamond Billiards in Midlothian, Virginia, just outside of Richmond. Okay, it's actually a beer.
All right.
And we want to thank McDermott Hughes for their sponsorship of this event as well. So this looks like a dry break again. While Brandon's getting ready to shoot, I'll tell you that Barry Bierman from the U.S. Open also said he's very excited to be inviting Joshua Dickerson, the tournament director here at Virginia State Championships, to come be one of his assistants in the 35th U.S. Open. There are women playing in that event for the first time. AccuStats is packaging the live stream. This is going to be the best U.S. Open ever, 35th year for Barry Bierman's U.S. Open down in Chesapeake, Virginia. If you've never been, you got to go. Believe me, it is a great time. Shout out to Timberly on the feed. Timberly, good to see you, kiddo. Hope you're well. Barry also wanted to thank Diamond Billiards for presenting the Virginia State 9-ball championships again this year. Barry also wanted to remind everybody, VIP seating 75% gone. If you haven't got your seat yet, you need to get it. Now, Brandon's played an interesting push shot. He's tied up a couple of balls. Max, what do you like here?
Lesson 1 with the inside. Just floating down. Only hit the back rail.
Oh. David Hunt's stroke has suddenly gone awry. Still shooting at an 897 clip.
Down to the bottom rail with low left and spin back around out of that corner.
Chris Futrell, we are told that he and John Newton are now tied up at 7 games apiece in a race to 9. That's the other one-loss final. That's to get to the semifinal of the one-loss side. He'll be playing, the winner of that match will play Larry Kressel in the semifinals of the one-loss side. Winner of this match will be sitting in the hot seat waiting to play a final race to 11. So David kicked to play a safe. Made a ball and looks like he's hooked himself. Going for the jump cue.
You know, he might make that ball in the side. Carry him off the one ball.
Oh, that's a good point.
Both shots here.
That's a good point.
Have a shot on the 2.
That looked like a good hit. He did manage to bump the 1 and the 8 ball at the same time. He's left Brandon kind of semi-safe. For those of you who are thinking about the U.S. Open in Chesapeake in 90 days, if you haven't got your tickets yet, I highly recommend a VIP seat in the pit. It is a great place to watch the best pool players in the world. So Brandon tried to kick at that and did not make contact. David Hunt will have ball in hand. Or maybe he did make contact. I just didn't see it. No, I thought he had best contact. Okay. So David's got a ball in hand shot. The 1-9 combo is on. Looking to make this a quick race.
Interesting way to line it up.
So I've seen him make these another straight pool shot. He's a big fan of making combos. Combos give him no fear whatsoever. And just like that,
Well
David
done.
Hunt is on the hill, 8 games to 2 against Brandon Shutt. Holy moly.
Hey, well, this guy's sending a message. Hey,
He certainly
Look at
is.
me.
He's here to play.
37 years old, and I've been playing this game
A few
since
years.
maybe before Brandon
No.
started.
No. Actually, David claims to have only been playing for 19 years. But the dentist is looking to make
Okay,
quite an
well.
distraction here.
Maybe Brandon isn't yet up. He's out of the juniors a few years. So.
Not by much, though. Not by much. Brandon's been playing for 10 years, which is, so he started at 17. Gosh, you'd think I'd play better. I started at 5. This is very depressing. I guess you need some talent, though.
You just need my DVD set.
Can you work me out a deal there, pal?
Yeah, no problem.
We'd like to thank Entrust Wealth Management, one of our major sponsors for this title. We have a $10,000 purse this year as a result of them. So David Hunt breaking on the hill. And looks to me like he broke dry, did he? Yep, he sure did. So Shuff comes to the table with a push, down 2-8. He would have loved to have an open shot on the 1 ball.
Oh, yeah.
So Brandon's body language is telling me that he's not feeling too good about this.
Yeah.
That's a surprise to me. I have not seen Brandon exhibit that kind of behavior before.
What, just kind of like keep a stand-up stroke, walk up to the ball? Well,
Yeah.
you know, it's a push-out, and it's just a lag, so.
True, but oh, look at that. So David Hunt is just scratched, making that kick shot, trying to play that safety. And now Brandon does have something. Got a little pep in his step now.
He's somewhat of an emotional player. I mean, you know, he rides his emotional highs to allow himself the confidence.
Yep.
And you know, you can see it when he's not happy with his game. At least.
But he's also
You know, I
playing.
can.
He doesn't play that fast usually.
This fast?
Yeah, he usually doesn't. He didn't chalk up that last shot. He bang,
really?
bang. Yeah, he usually.
He's kind of like, yeah, let me run off
he
a few
stops.
racks here.
He stops and goes through his. He does the ceremony with every shot, and now he just pulled up and said, "Wait a minute." I'm very impressed with that. He just pulled up and said, "Whoa, timeout! I need to get my head back out here."
That is good. The ceremony, I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
I stole it from somebody. I didn't make it up.
Reminds me of some Native American.
Sure.
It reminds me of something I used to do when I was on the road. I was hitchhiking, 22 years old.
Uh-huh.
And I had long hair and a tie-dye shirt and a backpack. I went into a pool hall with my cue, gambled with this guy, and I laid out a bunch of crystals on the shelf with my pool cue case. He's like, "What are you doing, man?" I said, "Every shot is your prayer to the universe."
Oh, that's
He
awesome.
just looked at me like I was crazy. And then word got back to Virginia. This was in Tucson, Arizona. Word got back to Virginia that some kid with long hair was out there saying that every shot is your prayer to the universe.
That's awesome.
And it was funny, though. All right. Meanwhile, that's what Brandon is doing. He's making his prayer to the universe.
He
here.
is that, and this is about as good a stroke as I've seen him make since the first or second game. And just like that, Brandon got back in the match and is now down 8-3. And he'll be breaking off at 3-8. We want to thank some of our sponsors, Simonis Cloth, the official cloth of the 2010 Virginia State 9-Ball Championships. Diamond Billiard Products, the official billiard products of Diamond Billiards and of the Virginia State 9-Ball Championships. And the rack type, the official rack. You'll see no mechanical rack being used. It's all done on the table, and it's really something.
Hey, Brian, have you ever seen any artwork by Linda Palt?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, she owns RT9, the company.
Uh-huh.
She does illustrations. She's a total professional illustrator. And she has some of the most amazing artwork on pool. And one of them is with Native Americans. There's like a Native American pool table in a field with these rocks or Indian faces.
Very cool. Linda Palt?
Yeah.
Does she have a website?
I think it's rt9.com.
I will look it up. I'm looking for some new art for my pool room. That sounds great.
Oh, yeah, top notch. She's working on an Asia piece right now with all these Asian themes hidden in the walls. And
very cool.
Like these mountains with water.
Oh, yeah, I'm so going to get something like that.
Yeah.
That sounds great. All right, so Brandon's broken the balls, and he's made one, has a hit on the one, but it looks like a combo is what he's left himself with, unless he's going to play safe.
She also has like Western themes where these gunslingers come out. There's a pool table in the field, and there's these gunslingers with rifles, and they all meet at the pool table, but their rifles are cues. That's kind of like what this tournament is. You know, it's gunslingers coming from all over Virginia.
Gotcha.
I think I can win this match. I challenge you to a draw at noon. A duel.
All right, so David Hunt with the jump cue in hand, trying to make a hit on this one ball.
Mr. Jump today. Been doing a lot of jump shots.
Got a good hit, left Brandon a shot.
Parking up his third game victory there.
Yep. 8-3. Brandon's down badly in this match, working very hard to get back to it. All right, Brandon's fallen on the 4-ball. Oh, he just stuck himself. He just stuck himself. Gonna kick one rail down, try and hit the 5. He does, and scratches. It's not enough to miss. You got to scratch as well. All right, so Brandon has just left 5 balls for David Hunt to get out and take the hot seat against him in the 2010 Virginia State 9-Ball Championships. This is, wow, this is big news. How do you like the lay of the table here, Max?
Oh, with ball in hand, I love it.
Be licking your chops on this one, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah. there's so many things he can do here.
In our other one-loss semifinal, John Newton is on the hill, and we are told is running out with 3 balls left on the table to take that match. Did he just miss? So we'll let you know the final of that one as soon as we see it. Meanwhile, David Hunt on the hill, 8-3 against Brandon Schuff in the hot seat match. Has these 4 balls to get to the hot seat and wait for an 11-game race to 11 for the finals.
Well, needs an angle so he can get down on the 9 ball. This is what you call playing 3 balls ahead, which is what these guys are doing every single time they're at the table, thinking at least their 3rd ball ahead.
So what's the shot? Just stop it and
draw
take the
back
8?
and stay on this side of the 8 to create an angle. I thought he was going to shoot it inside. But,
so he's going to shoot in the corner.
Wow, that was
and
very conservative.
He can follow it and come off the side rail and probably be, he got to be able to get pretty good shape on this.
He wanted to be a little straighter, but he's straight enough.
And that Chris Futrell match, Chris Futrell and John Newton are now hill, 8 games apiece, and Dave just dogged the 8 ball something awful.
Well,
he didn't get shape on the 9 either.
Well, he wasn't where he wanted to be on the 8.
No, he wasn't.
So, yeah. But this shot is just make the ball up in the corner and draw back to the side rail, back for the 9.
Brandon Schuff with ice water in his veins, fires the 8 ball in, comes back down for the 9.
Yeah.
And he gets to 8-4.
Basically, for him, that's like a free shot because the match was over.
Exactly.
But he wanted to get up and shoot anyway. I mean, they're all free.
They're all free when your opponent's on the hill and you got 2 balls on the table, aren't they?
Well, I was a little bit surprised at the way David played that with ball in hand to follow. He got really far on his first shot, but then he ended up perfect on the 7. But a little funnier, maybe a little straighter than he wanted.
He kind of pooched the stroke. He didn't put a full stroke on it like he had been doing. You get what I call short arm disease. You know, when you're down to those last couple of balls, at least I do. Firing through all the way is always tough for me. Brandon Schuff,
you got to remind yourself before you shoot the kind of stroke that you're going to do. Pick out exactly where you want the cue ball to land and get that idea, that feeling of how hard you're going to hit it. So by the time you end up in your stance, you know how hard you're going to hit it, and then you just do it.
I promise I'll do that from now on, Max. All right, made the 1 ball. Gotten a little, he was over his position a little bit. Or underrun his position. No, he's on the 2 right here. So he's either going to have to bank this or play safe. Nope, cuts it in the side like it's nothing. Coming out around for the 3. We want to thank Entrust Wealth Management, one of our really big sponsors, a Wall Street mutual investment firm. The first time they've sponsored a billiard tournament, they are a big sponsor for the Virginia State 9-ball championships. We think we can get them for sponsors for other pool tournaments as well. We're looking forward to how much they can get tied into the pool world. We're very excited about them. Brandon's working to run this out. He needs to get another notch up on the belt. He's down 4 games to 8.
Yeah, that's exciting though. With the trust fund company,
absolutely
sponsoring this. I wonder how many of the guys in Wall Street are watching this right now.
I don't know. It'd be nice to hear. Get them on the chat line. Sign them up. All right. So Schuff played that kind of soft.
2 rails go by the side. Bounce out for the 9.
And here's his shot on the 9, and Schuff has run the rack quick as anything. And just like that, 8 games to 5. All right, you called it, Max. You said he was going to come back, and luckily he has.
At least it's possible, and that's what he's doing. Is he's showing some resolve, showing a lot of resolve. That's one thing that I think is required to be on the pro tour is you don't give up in the match. You just keep coming, and that's what will enable a player to make it to the pro tour.
Absolutely. Well, I can tell you that Brandon's goal is to be one of the best players in the world. He has been focused on that for the last 4 or 5 years, and he really devotes himself to his game. He's been working on his physical fitness this year. Started a workout regimen, quit smoking a couple of months ago, changed his eating habits. He's really been focusing on taking it to the next level. All right, so Brandon Sheff at 5'8", breaking, and that's another rack tight break there because that 9-ball didn't even shudder. Wow, broke dry, and he's left a pretty natural safety here, I think, hasn't he?
Yeah, there's not a lot of room.
Not a lot of room to do anything else. Yeah,
the only thing, but yeah, it's just enough. So
all right,
as
that was
you
the
said,
shot. Even I could see that one. That was. Got a score on that other game, JR? Still Hill. Wow. Some exciting pool going on tonight here, folks, in Richmond, Virginia. This game 5-8. Brandon Sheff trailing right now. If you want to check out that rack that we're talking about, go to racktight.com and see it, how it works and everything. It's really remarkable how you can get a rack of balls as tight as you can with these things. Really incredible. So Brandon's coming back. Looks like he went for the jump cue. Is he going to try a jump shot from there? No way.
Like he might be able to get away from that ball that he's next to.
Got maybe a half a ball jump. Well, he's going to be tight to this one. Nope. I knew that was kind of a Hail Mary, and that was a tough shot.
Yeah, I was thinking the 2-rail kick.
Yeah.
Also, but you know what? Now David is fighting not having gotten out on his first attempt on the hill.
He's absolutely he's fighting sewing machine arm.
On the positive side, at least he's up and he's shooting. So if he beats his opponent while he's fighting, if he fights hard, he can take down this chance and win the match. Well, let's see what he's got to do.
I was leading my first round match by a score of like 7-4. And I started to choke up. I started to just, bunt everything instead of making full strokes at it. And it's so easy to do that. Closing out a match is very tough. True in any sport, not just pool.
Well, there's different modes, too. Sometimes you're in the mode where it's easier than others, If you're really in the zone, then it's just automatic. You just bam, 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 close them out. If you're not in that zone, then it can be harder. And that's one thing that makes a champion is someone who, regardless of the situation, fights hard and ends up profiting because of it more often than they would have had they not tried so hard.
Right. So draw back for this 6-ball outside bottom.
This is something that like the Filipinos would use inside and cut the ball. And that allows them to get more speed off of the ball because you can hit it thinner.
Right.
With the inside, and the more speed will get you to the rail quicker.
Gotcha.
And then you can pull back. It's a pretty specialized shot.
That is a specialized
tendency
shot.
is to use outside on that.
Yeah,
and
right.
Pull it back. You know what? I can't tell you what he did there because
he used outside. He spun it back.
Yeah.
You can see when it grabbed the rail, it came firing back that way.
That's my tendency is to use outside most of the time in that situation.
I'm going to take a look at that Filipino trick. I'm going to try that.
It's pretty cool. I saw Corteza do that in the Mez when he was playing Rodney in the finals. And didn't think twice about it. Just loaded up with inside.
Interesting.
Bam, cue ball went to the rail.
All right, I'm going to try that.
And that was a shot that Varner had learned from Efren. That he
Those guys all learn from each other. Yeah, right, exactly. All right, so David's got a chance to get out here. He's on the 7-ball. Going around the horn to get to the 8. Now that took a little bit of effort there. That was a nice shot.
Well, I'm curious about this because if he's
on the
top,
rail,
I'm wondering if he's going to go into that 9 or if he can avoid it and end up perfectly straight.
Our angle, it looks like he's going to run into the 9, but let's see what happens.
Might be able to just avoid that.
Oh, yeah, he avoided it all right by missing the pocket. Ouch.
Dang.
Wow, that's a tough one. All right, so Schuff comes to the table, down 5-8, 2 balls on the table. Has got to either make both these balls or play a career save. You see a safety you like here?
Well, hit the 8 off the bottom rail.
Hit the 8 in the face and drive it all the way up to the other.
Well, that's a good one. Or towards the middle diamond right here and bank it over to the left side rail and leave the cue ball on the other side rail with the 9 in between.
Gotcha.
Remember, it's all about execution.
Right.
It's valuable if you execute it.
That's a speed thing right there.
Yeah. It's probably one of the easier safeties. But leaving it up table is awesome if you can pull it off.
Brandon looks like he's cut it in. No, he's cutting it in.
Yeah, that was, that's probably what I would have done given that shot.
Look at the speed, too. Holy cow. Just like that.
Yeah, that part was beautiful.
8 games to 6.
You got to pretty much, table's not in his way. He's right-handed.
Yep, that's right.
I mean, you got to go for that cut.
That was a great shot. So 8 games to 6. David Hunt still leads Brandon Schuff in the hot seat match of the 2010 Virginia State 9-Ball Championships. We'd like to thank Diamond Billiard Products for their participation as our official equipment company. We also want to send out a note to poolschool.info, one of our sponsors, Randy Gutlicker's Pool School. Go to poolschool.info to learn more about it, but you can take a 3-day pool class and basically give yourself a 3-day pool vacation. I did it a couple of summers ago. It was the best 3 days I ever spent on my pool game. It was just way too much fun. Immensely, too. Here's Brandon with the break.
Randy's a great teacher.
He is.
I like his style, and he's a great guy.
One of the things I like about it is that he doesn't force you to do something. He doesn't mess with, if there's something you're going to stick with, he says, fine, you're going to go with it, you go with it. Right, exactly. They don't grade them. They don't grade them. They just count them. It's all about making the ball. Brandon took a whack at it and did not make a ball. So, current stats: David Hunt running at an 8. No, not an 8.26, at an 8.23 average. Brandon Schuff at 775. I'm thinking he's going to play a carom shot. John Newton has just taken down Chris Futrell on the hill, 9-8, to move into the first semifinal of the one-loss side of the brackets. His mother and girlfriend both here to watch him tonight, and that's a big story right there. Last year, John Newton, he's known as Jordan around here because he's a big, tall basketball player guy. He finished second and had 4 straight matches that he came back to win when his opponent was already on the hill. Showed a lot of heart last year. So now we're up to David Hunt shooting on the 1 ball, trying to close out Brandon Schuff. Looks like he's going to cut this and try and play a... Can you believe that?
Good Lord.
Oh, those diamond tight pockets. Holy cow.
Like the one little spot that you could hit.
At the only place he couldn't make it win. How about that? Schuff makes the 1-6 combo and comes back out.
Oh, yeah, Brandon. Well, you look for him to run out here. I see that ball by the side pocket near the rail.
The 7 looks like, yeah. That's the only thing he's got trouble with from the looks of it. Wow.
You still figure him to run out based on
the
last couple games.
Now he's on the correct side of this ball. He's going to play over for straight up the rail for that one.
And he's got his swing stroke going to swing around into your stance.
You notice right into your stance. He smells blood. He can tell that David is scuffling a little bit here. And just like that, he's on the 9 ball looking to get to 7-8.
Oh, Alvin says Brandon's playing like Tony Drago. Tony Drago.
Tony Drago.
Yeah.
He gets to 7-8. Oh, yeah, when Brandon can get in stroke and suddenly start running around the table, it's something to watch.
I like playing like that as practice. Speed pool 9 ball.
Yeah.
I do like doing that. I'm pretty much confident playing anybody in the world.
Really?
Speed pool 9 ball, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I don't do it. When I play in the tournaments, I just choose to play a more medium pace, where I can play real slow or fast, But
I'll
play Drago.
Earl Strickland is the
play.
fastest 9-ball player I've ever seen. Tony Drago. All right, so Brandon has broken and made a ball and has a shot on the 1.
He's a friend of mine, a real good friend. I like Tony.
He made 2 balls on the break. I gotta like Brandon here. This could get him to the hill.
Tell you what, it's not a bad pick. No, just gotta control the cue ball. At the same time, he's got to really be focused. As long as he's focused and makes his balls. But he's playing the rhythm where he's
got a
his
rhythm
stroke,
going.
So
He absolutely is. He's got a rhythm going.
definitely controlling the cue ball. He just doesn't want to make a careless mistake and miss the ball.
Got a little Tom Cruise going here. He's got to stop, stop, stop.
You go to YouTube, type in The Hustler of Money, and there's a spoof
is there really?
on The Color of Money.
And
Nice out. Nice
guess
out.
what, boys and girls? We've got a hill match. Brandon Schuff, 8 games to 8 games for David Hunt, and Brandon is breaking. David Hunt sitting in the chair going, oh my gosh,
Hill,
what
right?
have I done? It's now Hill.
Well, here's where
This is what the fans were hoping to see.
It's funny, the psychology here, because
Really
they have the same amount of games,
Yep.
but they're coming from
But
a whole different set of
Brandon is on a streak.
circumstances.
No doubt about it.
Now, what did I say earlier? A miracle comeback? What it's gonna do?
That's what it's
But
looking like
possible,
right now.
Yeah. Like, this
8
is
games
exciting, though.
apiece.
This is, I'm glad Aero Funds and Trust Wealth Management are here sponsoring this. And
Absolutely.
To see how exciting pool really is.
Because they're getting their money's worth with this match. This is something special here. Oh, no.
Oh, looks like, well, we might have to stick our head out the window here.
I know, really.
Because the video might be stuck for a minute.
So,
Well, no,
we can't tell them to stop.
No, not at this moment. We'll just peek out here.
We'll peek outside and see what we can do. We'll need to do it quietly because we can't interrupt the players.
Well, Brandon is shooting.
All right, Brandon has broken the balls, has made the 1 on the break, and has a shot on the 2 in the side pocket, which he makes. That was probably the toughest shot. He's got a pretty clean run out here. We're hill. I apologize to our viewers online. The video just crashed on us. Everything froze up. I'm going to pretend it is.
All right, so
Brandon's gotten a little too straight in on the 5 ball at the bottom of the table. He's going to have to work.
We're still commentating, folks.
Play 2 rail shape, bottom rail,
Brian
side
Keller
rail
is
to
over
get
there
in the
getting
neighborhood of a 6
play-by-play,
ball.
looking
to
at
run
the
this
actual
rack
table.
out.
We've been looking at this video screen.
I apologize to our online viewers for this, but the video just froze. You can still see it. I have a note that they can still see it. It's probably lagging behind.
All right, cool. Well,
all right. So, thanks, Amy, for giving us the update, sweetie. So Shuffy's on the 5 ball. Down at the bottom of the table, he's going to have to come 2 rail shape to get up for the 6 and get to the right place to make the 7. Oh, he played at 3 rails.
He's on the 50-yard line.
Wow, got a little long on his shape. If he could have gotten about a foot shorter, he'd have been okay.
So,
Max Ames.
Let me peek out here.
Yep. Go ahead, Max.
He's going to either be banking this or playing it safe.
What would you do in this position, Max? Would you try the bank or would you try the safety?
I might do a double shot, go for the bank cross side on the 6. But
looks like he's
draw
lining
back
up.
2 rails, shoot the 7 way up, and past the side pocket, down the rail into the corner. And then if you miss the bank, you leave it safe. Possibly, though. I'd have to be up there. I don't have the best view here, but.
Okay. So he's still looking at it. He was starting to line up like he was going to shoot the safety and send the cue ball all the way down to the foot rail. And He's starting to look like he's going to do that again. Try and hide the 6 ball behind. No, now he's not lining up to shoot it in the side. And he did and missed it, but he left the cue ball.
Well, that's what he did, the double shot I was talking about, right?
Yep,
he went
sure
for the
did.
double, make the bank. If not make it, then either leave a safe or a tough shot.
That's exactly right.
So here's a chance for David.
Here's a chance for Hunt to put this away.
This is a tough shot even if you're, fully confident and spearing everything in.
I can tell you, David Hunt has a look of determination on his face. It looks like he's trying to take down the cheese here on this one. Fires the 6 ball in and scratches in the side. Wow.
Well,
Brandon Schuff now has ball in hand with 3 balls on the table to get out and win the winner's bracket here in the Virginia State 9-ball championships, win the hot seat match against David Hunt. The
drama.
The local favorites. David Hunt's a local favorite here, and I can tell you, everybody in the place, their jaws hanging open. They're just amazed at what's just transpired, because Brandon Schuff has come back from down 8-2 and won the match 9-8. Holy moly, that was amazing. What a finish,
Wow.
Max, huh?
Wow. Yeah,
you
Brian.
called it, buddy. That was some
Well,
good game.
I was saying it's possible. I was saying it's possible.
That was just incredible. Well, we want to thank you for tuning in to the 2010 Virginia State 9-ball championships. That has been an amazing match. We've got a couple minutes to part, and we will be coming back with you with the first semifinal of the losers bracket, and that'll be John Newton and Larry Kressel in a rematch from, oh gosh, these guys have played jillions of times before. So stick with us. Something's coming on.
Jeremy Saucy. So hang on, we will be right back.